Ignoring him when he pulls away, this trick works wonders. This video will expose why ignoring him when he pulls away is the best and only way to handle a guy pulling away. If you do not know the male emotional processing trick, which I am going to reveal in this video, which you will not find anywhere else, you actually end up ruining a man's ability to fall in love. When you put this trick to work for you, you actually reel him back in. Hey, it's Erin, your personal love expert, back again on the channel where we make men make sense. VixenDaily. If you want to learn how to ignore a guy when he pulls away, then write "I'm ready" right now in the comments down below while the intro plays. This video has been requested so many times, so I hope you guys enjoy. But before we dive into today's video, I have a very small favor to ask. If you like this video, any of my videos, anything about me, what I'm wearing, love advice, then give me a like, a thumbs up, give me a like, share, subscribe, tell people all about it. So I want to be clear about something. Ignoring him matters and is important because it reels him back in if there was ever a chance to reel him back in. The idea of ignoring someone is hard, but you must embrace it rather than fight it. And the key here is to occupy your life with things you love. This makes ignoring him a good thing. It is giving him space. Space is going to be what gives you the ability to get a man to love you. Now, here are 3 steps to do to analyze why he's ignoring you, and it makes it the most likely that you do not do something to screw things up. So number 1, think about if he is just busy or just not available. So it's honestly best to assume this, since it's not going to turn him off if you assume the best, right? It's gonna be a very safe bet to just assume the best until you have a reason not to. If you're unsure, take the high esteem route, if you will, and just try to put it out of your mind and give it 24 hours before you even send a message. You see, do not do anything until enough time has really gone by, because you really don't want him to get a bunch of angry, accusatory messages. That's gonna be a disturbing vibe to kind of give off to him, and it won't be a good thing at all. Number 2 is to look at your communication patterns. So what's the purpose of looking at your communication patterns with him? I'll tell you. It gives you a very clear idea of what to do, of what the next move to make is. If you, for example, are used to talking every single day, it makes sense to be kind of worried because you have this consistent pattern, but the reality is he's probably genuinely busy if you talk regularly and you have a consistent style of communication, because why would he randomly just stop responding? Now, maybe something went wrong, but it is more likely than not that if you're consistently talking that he's probably just busy. But regardless, your best bet is to wait 24 hours and give him space. If you don't give him space and kind of back off for 24 hours, and by the way, backing off for at least 24 hours is an automatic way to just give him space just in general, and it's not gonna be needy, and you really wanna avoid neediness in these scenarios. Step 3, look at your level of commitment. The reason is this determines the outcome, basically whether you will ruin things or give yourself the best chance of succeeding. If you're in a relationship, you're less likely to kind of make a mistake here, because when you're in a relationship, you have clear boundaries of, you know, some kind of expectation and some right to almost communicate with each other. So unless there is clear commitment, you're gonna wanna not go completely, crazy with the communication. You're gonna wanna really try to be honest with yourself about where you guys are. However, if you are in a relationship, now, I'm not saying to just go nuts, but you're more likely to have an okay situation and an okay outcome if you reach out. Now, you still should embrace space. You still should give a man space no matter what in all of these scenarios, but it's really important, especially if you're not in a relationship, because it's kind of the period where you're gonna either make or break how he sees you, and you're gonna come across as desperate if you don't give him the space that he needs. Now, real quick, I wanna point something out, because this is one of those major perspectives that makes your love life effortless, easy, and just plain work the way you've always wanted it to work. So whether this is the first video you've ever watched by me, or you already subscribe to this channel and watch all my videos, make sure you always pay close attention to whenever I share perspectives on what makes everything work, because that's the most powerful information of all. So give him space. Giving a guy space is a key ingredient of how to make a man fall in love with you. And most women cheat themselves out of experiencing love because they interrupt a man's process of falling in love. Men fall in love in your absence, when they're away from you, by themselves. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Give him space. It's where men process their emotions. Men work out their emotions in private, which is why you need to give a guy space to fall in love and to stay in love. But here's the thing. What do you actually do when you're giving him space? You focus on yourself and living your own happy life you love. Men basically feel safe when you give them space, because love is actually a process for men. They sort their emotions out in private when they're away from you. And sometimes in pop culture, you hear things like men don't want to be in a relationship because they don't want to lose their freedom. Well, that popular misconception is actually that men just don't want to lose their space. They don't want to be single forever. All men want when they're saying that is that they don't want to lose being able to have uninterrupted space in their life when they need it. Men need space sometimes. It's good for them. It's good for your relationship. It's so very important to show that you understand this and you're okay with him taking space when he needs it, because it's when a man feels that freedom that they supposedly need. So again, focus on your own life, and it'll make it easy to give him space. It's way easier to do it when you have a life you're automatically enjoying and you have a key understanding that giving him space is good for you and the relationship. You see, do not hate space. It's essential for a relationship to thrive. And again, I have something to share with you. If this type of situation is something you're dealing with, where a guy's ignoring you or pulling away and you want to kind of reel him back in and you want to really get to the bottom of like exactly how to do this, or you have a guy in your life who you have a specific question about, who, you know, maybe you think the situation is different and you just need to know more, well then I actually have the perfect solution for you. And if you want direct help from me, you can join my private insider group and ask me there. Space is limited, but if there is still space available, you can join me in the insider group, VixenInsider.com. That's VixenInsider.com. Now be sure to comment with your thoughts on this topic or any questions you might have, and subscribe to the channel for more love advice so you can have the love life that you really want, and I will see you next time.